a rise in vegan restaurants across America. Chefs are making meatless burgers, cheese out of nuts, even steaks made out of mushrooms. It's pretty crazy. But even though these dishes look really similar to the original ones, there's no way it actually tastes the same, right? So today I'm flying across the country and trying some of the best vegan restaurants in America to find out whether or not the fake stuff actually comes close to the real deal. First up, the Modern Vegan in Las Vegas. I think it's pretty obvious, but the food here is 100% plant-based. And on this restaurant's website, they claim to make the best meatless burgers in the entire city. But the thing is, the concept of a meatless burger kind of weirds me out. So my question for this place is pretty simple. Can their meatless burger actually replace a real one? Let's find out. Oh, word. That scared me. I made my way inside and sat down and began looking over the menu. Now, since this is the first vegan place I've been to, my initial thoughts are as honest as can be. The food here is expensive. They have a barbecue brisket mac and cheese, which costs $30. Their burgers start at $22 minimum. Just getting a salad costs $22. Also, maybe this is just a me thing, but it's a bit concerning that I have no idea what their meat is actually made of. Anyways, there are two things I want to order at every vegan restaurant I visit. The first being, I want to try their meatiest item, and number two, I gotta try the vegan cheese. With that being said, I know my order. Awesome, thank you. The order has been placed, and here's something that just came to mind. I have no idea how long it'll actually take the food to come out because I don't know what the process is for cooking a vegan burger. For real meat, you obviously need to cook it for a certain amount of time, otherwise it'll be raw and you get sick. But since this is made of plants, it theoretically should come out pretty fast. Right? While I wait for my food, there's actually a big question I want to answer on this journey. See, I've never really understood why vegans want fake meat in the first place. If you don't want to eat meat, what's the point of making food that looks and tastes just like it? Awesome, thank you. Okay, I've acquired the food. This kind of looks insane. For the fake cheese dish, I got the barbecue brisket mac and cheese. And for the meatiest dish, I got their cowboy burger with some fries. I'll be honest here, at first glance, I would not be able to tell either one of these dishes were vegan. They look very similar to the real deal. However, what happens when I take a closer look? So even close up, this fake brisket looks pretty similar to real brisket. And what's impressing me the most is it looks like this fake meat has the same bark that like regular brisket would have. This is pretty crazy. Anyways, let's give this a shot. This is literally my first time trying fake brisket. So this is interesting. When I initially put it in my mouth, it tastes like brisket. But as I kept chewing, there was this like weird, bitter aftertaste. I don't know if it's because this is made out of tofu or some kind of mushroom, but the aftertaste isn't super pleasant. Let's try the actual mac and cheese though. So this definitely doesn't smell like cheese either. And appearance-wise, it's not as creamy as what you'd expect from regular mac and cheese. Not off to a great start, but what matters is how it tastes. Okay, that actually tastes more like cheese than the brisket tastes like brisket. Turns out, look for deceiving, it was creamy. However, it was also kind of bland. Not to mention, my biggest issue is this dish costing $30. That seems really overpriced. But maybe one of their meatless burgers will make up for it. So this burger consists of a burger patty, bacon, Gouda, barbecue sauce, and veggies. I didn't notice this at first. Look at this bacon. What is this made out of? Oddly enough, the burger patty actually looks pretty legit. I'm just gonna try eating this like a normal burger. We'll see how it tastes. Here we go. It's not bad, but it's weird. I don't know if it's just the brand of fake meat this restaurant uses. It has the same like bitter aftertaste that the brisket has. I was super focused on that at first, so I wasn't paying that much attention to the texture. So I'm gonna go for another bite. I'll lock in for a better review. The biggest thing I just can't get over is that bitter aftertaste. It's really off-putting. Now, just for funsies, I had to try the fake bacon all by itself. The fake bacon is nowhere close to real bacon. That's for sure been the biggest difference so far. Oddly enough, though, it is the only thing without a bitter aftertaste. So, okay. I promise I'm not trying to dunk on vegans in this video at all. I genuinely just want the food to be good, and I want to be honest. So, with that being said, would I choose this over the real stuff? Probably not. But it's still too early to write off vegan food completely, since the next restaurant could be a lot better. Alrighty, y'all. So I'm back at the hotel, and I had to get a little dressed up because the next restaurant is vegan fine dining. I got a ton of comments in the last video saying I need to dress better when I go to nice places. So, anyways, let's get moving. for some fancy vegan food? Because I am. Behind me is Crossroads Kitchen, Las Vegas. It was founded by Chef Tal Gonin, who's considered one of the most influential chefs in the plant-based culinary world. Not to mention, he was nicknamed America's Best Vegan Chef by Oprah. Now, despite all that, I'm not getting my hopes up too much because of how the last restaurant was, but it is considered fine dining, so maybe they'll have like special techniques or something to make the vegetables taste like the real deal. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. One thing's for sure though, this place is gonna be real expensive. Hey, check it in for one. Dylan, it's at 8. I'm a little early. Awesome, thank you. So right off the bat, this restaurant has a completely different vibe than Crossroads. Now whether that's a good or bad thing, we'll see. Awesome, thank you. Alright y'all, so I just got seated, and the first thing I want to point out, I knew it was going to be fancy, but this is like another level. This place has some beautiful light fixtures, an entire pillar filled with wine bottles that I probably cannot afford, and this is a low-key detail maybe only I appreciate, but these seats make my butt feel good. They're comfy, I don't know. The cool thing about all of this though, is that this isn't even the fanciest restaurant I'm going to. The next spot should be even crazier. Anyways, let's check out this menu. So at first glance, I was actually very surprised by how normal all of the food options are. They got scallops on here, lasagna bolognese, and even an entire steak. I don't understand how it's even possible to make some of these dishes vegan. There is no way they're gonna get the texture and flavor right. I'm done looking over the menu, and I know what to get. I placed my order, and while I wait, let me tell you all about Upside. Upside is a free app that gets you cash back on daily essentials like gas, dining, and groceries. There's over 100,000 gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants on the Upside app, making earning that cash back super simple. I'm talking real money you can transfer right to your bank account, by the way. Not confusing reward points or credits. I use Upside basically every chance I get, and honestly, it's pretty cool trying a new restaurant I see on the app while knowing I'm gonna earn cash back once I'm done. People are already earning over $1 million in cash back every single week. So if you want to join in on the fun, download the free Upside app using the link in the description or by scanning this QR code and use code Dylan to get an extra $10 cash back on your first grocery or restaurant purchase. Again, that's code Dylan, D-Y-L-A-N, for an extra $10 cash back on your first grocery store or restaurant purchase. Huge thanks to Upside for sponsoring this video. I appreciate y'all. I love this app. Everybody check them out. Okie dokie, everybody. We got the cheese plate. Honestly, this do be looking like a charcuterie plate, and the cheese does look like real cheese. This dish comes with 3 different types of fake cheese, the first being a vegan Boursin cheese, an almond-based cheese I can't pronounce, vegan blue cheese, dry cherries, quincy paste, and a vegan baguette. Now, my biggest complaint about the cheese at the Modern Vegan was that it didn't look creamy enough. I'm gonna try their Boursin cheese. I want to see how well it spreads on this bread. Oh, I almost dropped it. We're fine. We're good. No messes. I am not a child. Ooh, look at that. This is some spreadable cheese. Cheers. Yo, this is good. I can't believe I'm saying this, but if we're talking about just the texture of cheese alone, this hits the mark 1000%. Next, I want to try this cheese. This one's made from almonds. Yo, I think that one's even better. What is going on here? Are we sure this isn't real cheese? I need to inspect the kitchen. I wish y'all could try this because it was actually blowing my mind. Even the blue cheese is exactly the same. It has the same funkiness to it that regular blue cheese has. Okay, this raises my expectations for the entrees way higher. Awesome, thank you. Yo, I'm doubling down. Someone let me inspect the kitchen, cause this pasta looks like it has real Parmesan on it. Like, look at these strands of fake parm. You're telling me that's fake? And don't even get me started on the steak, because apparently this is made with a mushroom. Maybe it's because of the cheese plate, but I'm very excited to try all of this. Starting with the fake version of an Italian classic, the cacio e pepe. Oh my god, they made this with fun noodles. Squiggly. Okay, bottoms up.
Velo presents More.
Paint a bit more. More.
It's time to demand more. Velo, more long-lasting flavor.
It can be rough out there. But when you're in here,
It's smooth sailing.
for decades, we've brought you the very best for less. Ooh, hand-painted. And the fam keeps growing. 2 stores, endless new finds, every day.
Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert, doing it all for you, while you do more of what you love.
Design you feel in every detail. Technology as innovative.
What is going on? Yo, this is blowing my mind. It didn't look creamy at first, but when I ate it, it was all there. All of the texture was there, all of the flavor was there. This is good. I just can't process the fact that this is not made with real cheese. And now that we've tried the pasta, it's meat time. I actually find it so funny they gave me a steak knife for this. I feel like because this is made with a mushroom, I could just cut it with a butter knife, but whatever. It's the vibes that matter. Let's cut into this thing. Y'all think it's medium rare? Sorry, that was stupid. I gotta be honest. Cutting into this mushroom steak felt really weird. Especially because once I saw the inside, I just could not believe my eyes. That actually looks medium rare. What? Does the mushroom just come like that? I had to know how something like this was even possible, so I asked my waiter, and he told me that since this steak was made with the mushroom and beet juice, the redness from the beets absorbed into the mushroom. Whoa. Now that is cool and all, but let's see if this can actually compare to a real steak. Oh, no! No messes. I am not a child.
I am not a child. I am not a child.
Alright, y'all. Take two. First things first, there is no bitter aftertaste like the meat from the modern vegan. So right off the bat, that puts me in a way better mood. Secondly, I don't know how this is possible, but the texture was actually similar to a real steak. It's not perfect. I've eaten enough steaks to be able to tell the difference. It's missing the fattiness a ribeye would have. But for the most part, I can see why people like it. I already know these potatoes are going to be good. Oh yeah, these are some bomb potatoes. Maybe if I had a vegan private chef, I would eat more vegetables. Now I gotta say, despite how good the fake cheese and fake meat are, there's still a question I just had to ask my waitress. Why is imitation vegan food so popular?
Oh my goodness. So let me I'm gonna get for you. She will answer all the questions perfectly for you.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna get her.
I was really excited to finally get an answer to my question, but unfortunately, that was very disappointing. So I guess I'll just answer a different question. Would I choose this over the real deal? This might surprise some people, but maybe. One of the deciding factors was definitely how realistically priced the food was, especially if you consider this is a fancy restaurant. Oh, and I completely forgot about the cheese board. That was crazy. With that being said, it's now time to head to the #1 vegan restaurant in America. I cannot believe I flew across the country just to spend even more money on vegan food. Ladies and gents, behind me is 11 Madison Park, the only vegan restaurant with 3 Michelin stars, technically making it the #1 plant-based dining experience in the world. After eating at Crossroads, I am curious to see how much better vegan food can even get. So without further ado, let's head inside. Now, I've been to a few Michelin star restaurants before that do all sorts of things, like serve you frog legs, ones that sell water for $150, even ones that bring out an entire unalived bird to your table. But I've never been to one that only serves vegetables. Hi, I have a reservation for 1:30 under Dylan. Yeah, awesome, thank you. Y'all, this place is gorgeous. I was given a hot towel right when I sat down, which was very nice, especially since New York is a little cold. Now, just like every other 3-star Michelin restaurant, the food here will actually be a multi-course tasting menu. I don't actually know if there's going to be any, like, fake meat or fake cheese dishes. All I know is it's going to have something to do with vegetables. But while I wait for my first course, there is one secret I have to let y'all in on. Back in 2017, 11 Madison Park was actually given the title of World's Best Restaurant. But the thing is, during that time, they still served meat. They switched menus and went vegan back in 2021, but ever since then, they haven't cracked the top 10 list at all. Hopefully this ends up being worth the money. We'll see. After a few minutes, my waitress brought out the first course, which they called a Festival of Potatoes. Interestingly enough, nothing here resembles meat or cheese in any way. If it wasn't obvious, all 3 dishes use potatoes as the main ingredient, so I'm curious how different they'll all taste. I was recommended to start with the soup. So here goes nothing. Let's see how good the food is at America's #1 vegan restaurant. Oh, good soup. I'm sorry, that joke was so dated. Oh my god. Next, I tried their fried potato with horseradish and dill. That one's interesting. I don't really know how to describe the flavor. One thing's for sure though, it was delicious. And finally, to finish off the first course, a potato and turnip salad with sea fennel. I normally don't even like potato salad, but that is fire. It was bright, citrusy, not too heavy. I think that's the best potato salad I've had in my life. I'm starting to see why this place has some Michelin stars. This first course gets 3 fire emojis. I don't know what that rating scale is. I just made it up, but we're going with it. After that first course, I was kind of expecting something insane for the next one, but to my surprise, it's literally just bread and onion butter. Y'all, the onion butter is shaped like an onion. That's adorable. It is a little lackluster, but who knows? Maybe it'll be good. I'm not gonna lie, this onion butter is insane. Next was a summer salad using Japanese cypress seeds called tonburi with leeks and avocado. I didn't expect to like this, but honestly, I would also give it 3 fire emojis. So I'm a few courses in, and honestly, the food here smokes Crossroads by a lot. And the most surprising part of it all is that none of the dishes have resembled fake meat or fake cheese at all. I don't know if it's just because this is a Michelin restaurant and it's too fancy, or maybe I'm just speaking too soon. The next course came out in this beautiful covered bowl, and I honestly thought it was gonna be a pasta dish of some sort, but when I opened it up, oh, what the heck, this is just tofu. And little did I know, this is the best tofu I've ever had. At this point, I really wasn't sure whether there'd be any dishes with fake meat or fake cheese. And while I was waiting for the next course... Yo, I don't know if someone just pulled the fire alarm, but I'm trying to decide whether I should evacuate or wait for the next course. I think I'm gonna wait for the next course. If I burn... Well, thankfully the next course did come out before anyone had to evacuate, and according to my waitress, this is simply just thinly sliced mushrooms on top of a bed of rice. We also just got an update from, I think, the fire marshal. They don't know if there's actually a fire in the building, so hopefully I can finish this before we have to evacuate if there is a real fire. Oh, y'all, that's phenomenal. I could eat this all day. This might have actually been the best thing here. I absolutely destroyed these mushrooms. And the good news is, no more fire alarm. Now I gotta say, I've had a great time dining here so far, but there's still one question I am dying to get answered. And somehow I got the perfect opportunity when my waitress asked if I wanted to check out the kitchen. Awesome, that'd be great. I was led through the restaurant all the way to the back, and when I got there, I could not believe how many people were working here. Then I got to meet James, who apparently had some answers to my questions. Awesome, so I'm Dylan. Nice to meet you. Do you have any idea why a lot of vegans want imitation meat, imitation cheese?
I'm just spitballing here, but I think, if you go to, you're at a park in the summertime and people bring 12 burgers in a box, it's sometimes more comfortable to have, 10 burgers. Someone has one without cheese or gluten-free bun, and someone has one that's a plant-based burger.
Gotcha, so just to kind of fit in then.
Yeah, I think, and it's a novelty, right? It can be
Right.
fun. It can be fun to have something that eats like a burger.
Got it, awesome. Thank you so much. Honestly, I was shocked by how simple that answer was, but it makes so much sense. And now all that's left is for me to answer a question for y'all. If I'm being honest, by default, it kind of has to be inconclusive. There wasn't any fake meat or fake cheese, so it can't really be compared to the real anything. But I do think it's safe to say, vegan food is way closer than I thought it'd be.